Hi, I'm Stanky Slides, and this mic's not even hooked up. Fuck it. Anyways, today we're gonna be doing a video, I'm sure as you can tell by the title, of how to get your Moza bundle pedals, or well, bundle throttle really, to work as your clutch on the SRP pedals. I ended up buying the bundle and then the SRP pedals actually at the same time. Oh, Waffles is coming to join. Hi, Waffles. It might have just made more sense, honestly, to just buy the wheelbase, the SRP pedals, and a clutch. But Micro Center by my house actually had most of this stuff in stock, and so this was an open box item, so I was like, fuck it. The SRP pedals are about the same price as another pedal for this, plus the brake upgrade, and the SRP already comes with that. And so I figured, you know, I'll just buy these. Should be able to just take the connector from the throttle, plug it into the clutch input, and, you know, clutch kick and away you go. Now, no, I spent a couple hours farting around and I didn't see any guides online, so I figured I might as well make one as my first video to YouTube. So, hello there, I'm Stanky Slides. I'm a really shitty sim drifter who's working every day to get better. And yeah, so without further ado, I figured let's get started, eh? So first thing we gotta do here, we gotta take our brake and our throttle off of its base plate here. You will need to pull the brake off as well, and I'll show you guys why here in a little bit. So I only have a couple of the screws holding each of these in because I've actually been running this setup for a couple weeks now. So I'll just take these out. I just kind of put this all together for the magic of cameras and YouTube. So there we go. We got them off of the plate. Set that plate to the side because I already have the plate for the SRP pedals. Now obviously, if you just got the SRP pedals and they're set up in the same way, so there's no room for the clutch, you're gonna have to move your brake in. But again, I've been running this for a couple weeks, something like that. And then we can just take our throttle and put her in place here. All right, so with that reinstalled, now you might be like me. You might be thinking, well, I should just take this cable. I should just route it through my brake, right? And there's a section in here that says clutch. I should just plug that in, right? Now we're good. Now I've got 3 pedals. Everything's cable managed and plugged in. I can go wah, and just drift. Let me go show you guys what happens.
All right, so here we are in Assetto Corsa. We got Pit House in the background, and you can see the throttle working there, brake working there, but then when I hit the clutch, we have no clutch. So let's go fix that, shall we?
So as you could see, I went into Moza Pit House, we had no clutch, and I went into Assetto Corsa, sure enough, no clutch. So what I figured out you can do, here's the brake pedal from just the stock pedals, and you have these little connectors for wheelbase and your clutch, and then one for your throttle over here. So, I won't show the boring testing, but I went ahead and discovered that with the throttle plugged into here, which is your clutch, and then your wheelbase plugged in to here, you could read a clutch signal. When I did that, I didn't have the SRP pedals plugged in, so all I saw were brake and clutch, but it worked. And so I just plugged all that in the wheelbase, and then I plugged in these 2 pedals from their USB port on the side, which took over Pit House, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll get there. So what I then decided to do, since at least that worked, so I figured with that little circuit board just in this housing here, what if I just took this off? You know, I don't need a 4th pedal. I don't need that screw either. But you know, I don't need a 4th pedal, but I do need a clutch. You know, I'm not super interested in doing any other forms of sim racing. Like, of course, I plan to. You know, the new WRC game's coming out. Rally's interesting. You know, I could do kind of whatever racing I want. But the whole genesis of me buying this rig was for drifting. So I took this apart and I discovered we just have this little circuit board. We got your clutch, your wheelbase, throttle right here, and then this is the one the brake plugged into, so I just unplugged it from the brake. We don't need this brake pedal anymore. So, oh, it's lower now, how exciting. So, now all we have to do is just take our connector back out from the non-functional clutch port. Well, it is very functional, but not with this pedal set. And we just plug it into the port that says clutch. And if you are forgetting which one it is, you can always reference your brake pedal. The bigger, I think this is RJ45, goes to the wheelbase, and then the RJ, I'm pretty sure RJ12 goes to the clutch. And then on the other side you have your throttle. So with that plugged in, now we just need to go test it out, hey?
Here we are in pit house. I'll get the base turned on. Got the little circuit board plugged into the wheelbase as well as into the clutch pedal. So with everything coming up here, you'll see we do have a clutch. But then once I go ahead and get the full SRP pedals instead of just the light pedals in the base, you'll see what I was talking about where it kind of takes over pit house. So there we go, we got the SRP pedals plugged in, and you'll see we really only get brake and we only get throttle. No clutch for us. But if you go into Assetto Corsa, you can see here, we've got throttle, we've got brake, and clutch works as well. So with that, let's get everything mounted up and we'll test it in game.
So, hey, now all we have left to do is reinstall our pedals into our rig. Got all the crap I need right now. And take this baby for a bit of a rip. Hi, Pancakes. My cats are incredibly interested with the shenanigans of their dad taking all of this apart to film it for random people on the internet to hopefully maybe answer one or two people's questions. But you know, this is what I decided to do today after my baby went and took a nap. All right, so as we can see here, we have everything mounted. We have our board. Let's get everything plugged in, huh? All right, so just like we already did in testing, and I do plan to design and 3D print a little actual box for this, because what I have been doing is janky, but for now I just kind of slide it up in there, plug in our pedals. Let's test it out, shall we?
Alright guys, so here we are in AC. Oh, had my wheel set to go kill the pit guy. But as you can see there, I just clutched in and was able to pull out of the pits. Was able to grab second gear. I could go for a bit of handbrake for this corner, even though it's not really needed. But it's all working great. And I know that they make a like a full SRP clutch pedal, right? It'll match with the same kind of plates on it. And it has the upgraded sensor that the throttle has for position, but I really just didn't see a need for it, right? Like the SRP brake and throttle, they have better sensors, and the brake has a load cell, which is good. You want your brake and your throttle to feel really accurate, but for the clutch, I really just needed to know, is it engaged, is it not, can the clutch kick, and that's about it. So with all of that, I hope this video helps you out, because I know I had to fiddle for a little while. I didn't see any guides online for this. So I just fiddled until I got something working. So if this helped you out, please leave me a like. This is my first video on this channel here, so it would mean a lot to me if you liked it and left me a like. And if you want to see more sim drifting content, I may do other sim racing content, or some IRL drifting content. Definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button. IRL will definitely be coming later. I've got a 5-month-old baby, so I'm not putting a ton of money into my cars right now, but I've got a JZX 100 Chaser and a 1.8 NA Miata. The Miata might end up just being my seat time car, or I might try to get rid of it and get a like E36, or I've even been thinking like a Volvo 740. Like if I can find I found a 740 wagon near me, but the guy didn't want to do a straight trade, he wanted cash, so I'm waiting for that thing to sell, and I might buy an old turbo brick. Do some IRL drifting with some friends. So yeah, if you guys are at all interested, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I'm also going to have some kind of tutorials and stuff, especially as I get better myself. I've only been drifting for about a month, but honestly I feel like I'm doing pretty good for being a month in. So if you guys are at all interested in sim drifting, sim racing, and IRL drifting content, please subscribe to the channel. And until next time, guys, I will see you later. I'm just going to turn this into a little sesh for a sec because I'm having a fucking ball.